So welcome everybody to tonight's Team Zoom. It is June 19th, I think, isn't that what it is? 2018. And some of us on this call are just freshly back from an escape trip to Cancun, which is pretty fun. So we have Stacey and Terri that will be sharing about their takeaways from the trip here shortly. But before we get to that, we're going to go ahead and start with Anna Woodward. She's our Platinum E3 fearless leader. And we were brainstorming when we were in Cancun one day. We were sitting at lunch and talking, and she was talking about, I don't know, we just had some different ideas about how this industry can really make a difference because it gives all of us an opportunity to make an income in a different way, and ways that you would, might not be able to do out there with a job. And anyway, just some of the things that she said just really hit home with me. I said, gosh, could you get on our call this week and talk about that? So hopefully she remembers what she was talking about, but no matter what she says, it's going to be good content. So Anna, for getting on the call and sharing with us your insights.
Yeah, thank you. I do vaguely remember what we discussed, Tracy. It was such a fun trip. There was so much sideways rain and wind, and the palm trees were bending, and it was definitely one to remember. We had so much fun with wet hair and trying to huddle in the lounge. And anyway, so welcome everybody, and I'm excited to see you all. So I have a couple of things I want to talk to you about today. One is really just that you understand, to get us all on the same page, because I am so all in for this business model because of how I view it, like how I value it and what I see from it. And that doesn't mean I think it's easy or it's all been laid out perfectly or there's no hurdles or road bumps or obstacles. There certainly is. It's business. But because of what we can create is so big, I'm so bought in, even more today than I was 18 months ago or 5-6 years ago. You guys, a lot of you know my story there. And it's because I really believe in the entrepreneur, and I believe that network marketing is the purest form of free enterprise, that the average person can have the opportunity to create generational income. And I really, really believe that. And if for some reason in the here and now in this moment you're not making what you want to make, that does not mean that within the next 5 to 10 years you're not making some incredible, ridiculous income that is willable to your children. Because in this business, it's more than anything, it's staying active, and it's personally developing your face off, as Amber DeLuff said in Cancun, and it's really, really true. Because as I've seen this business, don't take this the wrong way, but in 13 years, I've seen this business get easier, okay? And as I see the business get easier, people get lazier, and they give up easier, all right? Now, that's a truth for me too, but when we used 13, 12, 10 years ago, we had to do 4 to 8 parties a month. And, drive 2.5 hours and no one was there. And, it was a different kind of activity that you burned out, you burned out before you got there, basically, most of the time. And now we can do these things in the nooks and crannies from our phone, from our computer, by doing a couple messages on social media, following up in the evening, and we can create a business. Some people will do more, some people will have more obstacles, but you're only ever one conversation away from a major shift in your business. Case in point, Christina Hernandez in our company. She was sponsored not by Margie Alafondri, what you kind of think she is, because she's always with Margie. She was sponsored by somebody who I don't even know what rank she is. I don't think she's very, very high up in the rank, but someone knew someone, connected them. Like someone said, you should talk to this person. Boom, she talked to Christina. Christina's eyes got really big. She got her on the phone with Margie. Boom, it's history. This girl is, one of the fastest growing teams in the whole company. So this can happen in our business. So kind of I want to talk to you guys about, because, I'm an independent worker, and maybe it's years of being a classical musician. I kind of drive myself. I kind of whip the chain, whip my own back. And there's times I lay off too. There's times I take a little bit of a, lower tempo. I'm so revving up right now because I see us as a company, we're going where Modare's never been before. And that's something really important to understand is, what we've all done up until now. That's Terri, that's Janine, that's Cindy, that's Stacey, everyone on this call. What we've done up until now is really the warm-up. It was just a warm-up. Okay, now it's time to really get serious and do it again, and do it with more strategy, more intention, and more forward thinking for how it can grow out. Because now we've got like these things in place that we thought they were in a place a year and a half ago, then a year ago. But the reality is, when you join a company that is less than 5 years old, they are still in that formulation stage, and they still switch. My last company switched compensation plans. They switched how you got started. They switched a whole bunch of things many times. And so it's not unusual. And if it's a switch that's not positive, they have to switch back. And that's kind of what happens in the first 5 years of a company. It's a little bit of trial and error. Sometimes it's one step forward, 2 steps back, whatever. So those of us who are in the game during those first 5 years have to stay resilient. We have to stay fresh. And as we like to say in baseball, when someone's up the bat, we have to stay hot, stay hot, stay hot. And it's not easy to do, particularly when, we got kids, we got families, we got obligations, we got stresses, sometimes with health issues, whatever. So I understand all that, but I'm really, really excited for where we are with Modere. And I wanted to talk to you guys today about a couple things. Number one, I just did a video in I put it in the Dream Team page, and I posted it in our Dash to Director group. And it's about how to get started with a strategy called the 480 Track to Director. And I noticed, because I'm an analytical person, unfortunately, it's not my strongest thing, but I do like to pull numbers, and I like to run reports, and I like to go through with a fine tooth comb and highlight and see what's going on where. And, because you guys, what you focus on grows. And for the last, 9 months, no one's focused on new starts and how to get someone started strong. Not that no one's focused on it, but as a whole, as a company, it hasn't been the focus. And there hasn't been any one strong leader that's really zeroed in and focused on how we get someone started, why we get someone started, and how we duplicate that. So I decided to look through all the data, and it wasn't just one team. It's pretty much across the board. There was a lot of room to clean that up and to get us, stronger. So we have a better strategy and a better understanding of when you get someone started, how to start them and why. And so we're going to talk about that tonight a little bit. Number one, I want you to watch the video. It's on the Dream Team page. Janine, you're welcome to share it from the Dream Team page over to Everyday Green Living if you'd like. And if you haven't done that up till now, who cares? This is a kind of a business where you do you do the best you can with what you know until you know better. That's all it is. But this is a business, right? You're all on here not because you have nothing better to do with your time tonight. You want to make money, and you have to understand how we make money in any business, like network marketing, like Modere. Social retail is still network marketing. How we make money is we create sales. Now, sales create organizational points, and we get paid off of commissionable volume. So I'm just going to say volume for right now. We're just going to call it one lump sum volume so I don't lose anybody. So volume is the same volume whether it comes from customers or start packs. It's the same volume, right? It's the same organizational points. Whether it comes from customers or start pack, it's pretty much the same. So I don't care where I get it from, but all I know is if we have more volume, there's more people making money. And the other thing is math. And I don't know if you guys were ever really good or liked math. I was never very good at math. I could do the basics, and then I really got lost. But somehow when math is around money, I find little ways to like it. So what I also highlight in the video is how to take this compensation plan. And if you haven't already, because it's Canada, I don't care. I'm not going to baby you. You gotta act like this is happening now, because it's going to happen quicker than you think. This new comp plan is in the phone app. That's where I found it. Go ahead and print it, get it ready to go, and just start assuming that that's your entire plan. I know that we're kind of doing it in 2 phases for Canada, but it doesn't really matter. The behavior is the same. You don't need to know the details, but I think we can clean up the behavior, because the behavior I've been analyzing isn't serving you guys as well as it could be. And I think it's just because you don't know. And if you don't know, we can't fix it. Also, maybe there are some things we're not utilizing, some techniques that go way, way back in all the biggest, most successful network marketing companies that we could be using to help you get better with this process of getting someone started. So I want you to watch that, because it's called the 480 Track to Director. And I show you the scenarios of the impact if you have a standard of 480, in other words, that's the plus pack. I think that's right for Tracy, correct? I mean, this is, I'm thinking Canada, but I'm just using this. There's pretty much a 480 pack for Canada. Am I right? Okay. But if everyone has a standard of that's the pack we pick, and that's the pack we advance to people who want to make money. And again, you watch the video because this is a video I made so you could share it with people who are getting ready to sign up or on the fence. So I'm not making you the bad guy. You make me the authority. You edify me. So, no, you have to watch this video. Anna's done this long enough. She explains very clearly why, as a team, we recommend this pathway if you want to make money and you want to make money faster rather than slower. So I put that in the video straight out. Do you want to make money? Yes or no? Do you want to make money faster or slower? And I'd say you have to answer those two questions. Then I make the case very strongly for that middle pack, the 480 pack, and I show on the whiteboard how it duplicates. And I'd like you guys to watch it once or twice, particularly directors and senior team leaders, because, I remember, this is what this business is about. It's about learning and then getting confidence and then doing what the person taught you to do. You go teach it to somebody else, right? So I remember, I've been doing circles and stick figures and circles and lines for the longest time in my business because I always knew my upline wasn't going to build my team. I always knew that I couldn't rely on anyone I sponsored because, let's face it, you're no one's boss, right? It's all a volunteer army. So the only person's activity I could control was myself. So I was used to circles and lines. So if I was wanting to go to the next promotion, sure, I hoped and I supported my team thinking I hope they grow, but I never counted on them to grow. I filled my bubbles in myself and thought I just need 2 more business centers, or I need 1 more director, or I need 1 more senior team leader, and went out and I created those bubbles. And what happens when you do that? You usually kind of light the fire under the existing team anyway. So I've been doing the bubble thing as long as I can remember. And you don't need to go very many levels down, just be able to do some basic bubbles because you guys, this is the age of just trying to get people's attention, and people are visual. Most people learn visually, and they get started. They get whatever pack they want to get. Sometimes they don't get a pack. I know because I saw the data. And then what are they supposed to do? Like they have no concept. They have no roadmap. Right? They have no roadmap. They have no idea what they're supposed to do other than go bronze, go silver. So what this is a way for you to do is to make it clear the first basic steps to go team leader, senior consultant team leader, and how it duplicates. And I talk about 480 being the standard and why, and bronze in the box. And I show them something that we haven't showed for a long time in this company, which is you get your 3. You get started. And if you're the sponsor, you're there to help them every day. You need to be that little thorn in the side. Did you get your 3? Let's get your 3. Let's get your 3. Because studies show in this industry, when somebody gets their 3 social marketers in the first 30 days, they sell 10 times more product and they recruit 7 times more people than the average person. Okay. So we don't have any particular, excuse me, I've got a hair in my eye, fast start or any bonus associated with that, except for if you follow the 480, and everybody bronzes the box and you really work with them to help them get those 3 social marketers, they're probably going to be a stone's throw to team leader, which is 2 rank advancements, right? And then you just watch the video because I walk through how that affects checks, the belief check, it matriculates up, and that next layer forward is a director run, all right? But you have to have a unit that you're willing to stand your ground on and not waffle and say, oh, no, it's okay if you don't come in with a product pack. I would tell somebody don't come in at all. Just wait until you can afford it and be a customer because, excuse me, I don't want to take your money. I want to set you up for success. And if you don't have any products and you're not excited because you're trying the mouthwash and the toothpaste and the deodorant and the hair and you're getting some BioCell and you're washing your clothes and you're using some M3 and trim, if you're not excited, you're not going to make any money anyway. So just hang out until you get to that point and call me. That's what I would do because that's called posture. And then go, oh, no, I'll figure it out. So, so Rachel's like, yeah. So anyway, these are just some things that what I've noticed is in this particular team, because I'm talking to you guys, I have never been put in a 3-way chat with anybody. I think Betty Ann's put me in 1 or twice. So here's an example of a missed opportunity. You can put me in a 3-way chat or a 3-way call and let me explain and ask the questions and say, so let me ask you, Melissa, Are you, you and Terri talking because you want to make money? Or you just want to use the products? Okay, awesome. So you want to make money. I love that because I like to make money too. So, are you thinking faster to make money, or are you just, kind of a hobby, take your time? I'm going to ask those hard questions that you don't feel like you can ask that person you're kind of close to because you're like, you really want to get them. And then I can say, well, based on your answers, here's how I'm going to show you we do it. Because I've done it for 13 years. I built some of the biggest groups. I've had some of the most fastest rank advancements, which means people down the line are making checks. And here's what we do. And I'll be the person, because you've edified me to that prospect, I'll be the person to set them up with a 480. And I'll be the person when they say, I can't afford that. I'll say, okay, great. Let's talk about how we can overcome that. And I'll help them by asking questions of, so who could you borrow $480 from? Because I can't tell you over the years how many six-figure earners I've worked with borrowed the first $500. Because if there's a will, there's a way. But I just truly believe that we want to set them up for success. And right now, we're not, at least for the moment, we're not giving them a clear picture of how to come in and then what to do. So you guys watch the video. It's all about taking that unit and why it's 480. And I make every single case that's good. There's no con to this. There's no bad angle of why not a 480. It is perfect. And it duplicates and the math adds up, and that means fast rank advancements, faster growth, and bigger checks across the board. And that belief check they get after the first month is when they're going to want to go, woohoo, and get on the next horse ride for the next month, because that's belief checks what it's all about. But you have to set them up for that, and we have to kind of spoon feed it. I learned a lot very, very recently, and look, I'll take this on my shoulders completely. I've only been back in the game here for about 3 months now. And last year, the whole dominant talk was customer acquisition. And I knew that wouldn't last forever because it's still network marketing. Like, sure, we're still 10-to-1 customer to social marketer, but we're still a network marketing model. And I know if I know anything about customer acquisition is some people will leave. They don't want to do the job forever. There's not real residual income in customer acquisition. Sure, we have repeat customers, but it's not the kind that you necessarily pay your mortgage on unless you're working the business every month. Okay, so residual comes from leverage. Leverage comes from building a team. And to build the team, you first got to know what's my unit, what's my first step. It's get 3. Make sure you get them all started right. Have them watch a video. You guys all bronze the box. And then we take that to the next level. So you help 3 who get 3, and we all bronze the box. If we start doing that, you're going to see a recruiting frenzy go like crazy. So I want you to watch that. And then the second thing I want to talk to you about is just try to think back, like, because this has been a topic in our house, a topic of discussion, because my son's home and he's 19, almost 19. And I'd sure like him to get a job. He just got a job. He hasn't started yet, to earn some money for college. And because he plays baseball, like there's 55 baseball games between June and July. So his really good excuse, Mom, I can't get a job, I have baseball. And I'm like, no, we need to get a job. Partly because he's almost 19, he's never had a job. That's not good. He's always had baseball as an excuse. So I've been saying to my husband, I can't wait until he works enough hours to get a check for $900. When he actually can bring home $900, right? Because even if he's making $15 an hour minimum wage, which is, that's I think that's probably pretty good for where I live. $15 an hour for minimum wage, that's still 60 hours. 60 hours. He's got to stand somewhere and flip a burger or pump some gas or caddy
said, use her, earn her paycheck. Don't be afraid. I mean, I think I've gone to enough events now that, you know, I feel like I am knowing them personally. Terri, I thought you were going to share this story. That's why I wanted you to go first too. But I mean, so me and Terri went and laid in hammocks on the one day. So tired, like just needed like just a little bit of rest. And I mean, we wake up and there's Justin Prince and his daughter on the hammock next to us. And it wasn't weird. It wasn't like, oh my God, you know, it was JP and his kid. We chatted, like it was just that, having that type of upline, to me, that was huge. Coming back and knowing like Sarah, Margie, we have all these people, you guys, and they've done it. So, you know, even if say, or Jennifer Kennedy, you know, a lot of us know she came from another company, but it doesn't matter. She's done it. She is an elite. Use your elites. They know what they're doing. Whether they grew an organization in another company and came over, they did that work. They did that network marketing building and of an empire. They know what they're doing. So start using and listening to these people, because they're the ones that can teach you. They've done it. That was really huge for me. So yeah, so I didn't get the trip. So I'm going to tell you why I didn't get it. Going through some personal crap, and we all have it. Life happens. And I'd hate to use that as an excuse, because what I really want to say to people is be careful who you give your emotions to. I gave a lot of mine to my ex, and I can't regret it. It happened. It is what it is. But you know, we only have room for so many emotions when we're trying to drive into something. And if you've got this thing or whatever else, you just be very aware of your emotions and be careful. Yeah, so that was the biggest thing kind of, you know, that I learned. And Amber Duluth, I mean, top earner of the company, you guys, like, and normal as, I don't know what I was going to say, but it was just like so down to earth, ordinary. And when she got up on that stage, the biggest thing, I think, like my biggest takeaway, I mean, our upline, our sidelines, Terri's graciousness, all that kind of stuff, but personal development. And then when you think about it again, read more personal development. I listened to almost the entire book of How to Make Money as a Badass. And oh my God, like it, so when I start, I can click back to that, and I'm going to try and do one audiobook a week. That might be a lot. I'm thinking if maybe I fall asleep with it, it's going to help my subconscious more. But you know, I'm willing to do that. And oh my God, is that a bad thing? Is that going to make me a bad mom? Is that going to make me a worse person? It's going to do the complete opposite. So I just, yeah, the personal development and stay hot. When I got into this company, I drove to meet people. I went for coffees. I made phone calls. I did all this stuff, and now I need to do it again. We get comfortable, and you know, life happens, and it's okay. But next year, yeah, I want to earn the trip, and I, you know, hopefully can share the love. And yeah, I think the biggest thing too, yeah, the orphanage. I mean, I knew Modair was amazing, but you guys, the amount of stuff that, like, we literally went in and changed the whole school. They will have crayons probably for the next 3 years. Like, I mean, it was insane. The amount of money, donations, what we did, watching David Goodman, Justin Sierra, Mandy, and they're all like soaking wet in the rain. We're playing soccer and basketball and setting up these nets. It was moving. And I think the other thing too, that book, the audio, is our why. Get back to your why, because something that resonated with me was coming home to my 2 little ones and wanting to share that experience with them. Me and Terri talked about being super emotional when we went to the orphanage, and we're like, oh my God, we're going to be crying all the time. No, we weren't, because we were happy. The kids were happy. They don't know any difference. We are so fortunate that we have an opportunity like this. You guys, don't let anyone take that away from you. You know, I did let someone kind of sideline me for a bit, and I won't do it again, because my life is too important. My kids' lives are too important, and you guys are too important. I didn't get into this. I mean, I do want money, but you know, like, I mean, an example that I've used, I mean, Amy Paris, you're on here right now. Like, when I signed up Amy, I wasn't thinking about, oh, the commission or whatever else. Like, I wanted to, we were going through similar situations. I mean, I signed her from, and everyone I have signed, from the heart. not a dollar value or whatever else. And like Anna does say, like that 480, it really is getting people off on the right foot. You know, it seems scary. The last company I was in, you could only sign at $550 or $1,000. So really think about that and go watch her video. And yes, again, I just like Tracy, the bonding, everything that went on there. And Terri, I don't know how I'm ever going to repay you. And oh my God, we had so much fun. We really did. And Terri is in my heart. Not that she wasn't before, but I mean, obviously, you know, I have to admit, like, there was not one point where I'm like, oh, I just need a break. I couldn't get enough of her or anybody on that trip. So definitely strategize, talk to your uplines, and make it happen.
Oh, fantastic. You guys, I loved everything you had to say. And you're so right. I mean, there's one thing about going to events and seeing everybody on stage and, you know, being in an intense training. It's another thing altogether to be 4 or 5 days in a tropical location, even in the rain. Just you're running into people all day long. It's just like they're part of your life for 5 days and you're just having fun, casual conversations. And you know how they say, you know, you become the sum or the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? So you think when you're at those events, there's 300 people there, top 300 people in the company are there. Okay. So if you're, and you think about, you know, it's less than that really, because when you're thinking, you know, it's like spouses of people and everything like that. So, you know, probably the top 200 people in the company are on that trip and you get to hang out with those people. I mean, you can't help but absorb something from them, right? And the energy of just being around those people. So it's a very, very, very special experience. And every single person on the Zoom can be there next year for sure. All right. You can, so they're going to announce the qualifications on July 1st on the kickoff call is my understanding. So everyone needs to make sure that they're paying attention to that. We're going to create some sort of a tracker. We're going to get everybody into the right activities and it's consistent activity. The way they set these up is like, you can't just do it all in 2 months, right? You really have to be consistent every month to get there. So yeah, so you guys all have the same opportunity to be on the trip next year. All right. And please don't miss it. And like Stacey was saying too, really it's the people like the Amber Duluths and the Justins and the Margies and the Teagues, those people, the only difference between them and us, I mean, Stacey, you're so right about, you know, it doesn't matter whether they built their organizations, you know, in previous companies or whatever. I mean, you take the time to develop the right relationships, the right skills, and develop yourself, right? It's really the pace at which you do those things is the pace at which you're going to find success, okay? So work on those things, but don't use that as part of your hours of working your life system, right? Making sure you're doing the activity, all right? And you guys, you've got it made, all right? So anyway, watch Anna's live video that she did. Share this with your teams. Be watching for that July 1st escape tracker. And does anyone have any questions or anything else, any other input they want to share? All right, you guys. Thanks so much for getting on the call tonight. And oh, I want to promote next week's call real quick. All right, so next Tuesday, this is very exciting. So one of the things that we kind of brainstormed as leaders when we were in Cancun is we really want to do a big push on the biocell. There's quite a few reasons for that. Modere Collagen Sciences is really kind of it's our #1 selling product line in Modere, right? It has the most impact on people and also gives us great volume if you're looking at it from the business perspective. It's also OTG for the most part in Canada and rarely goes on back order, right? There's always something in the Modere Collagen Sciences line that's available, right? Sometimes a flavor of trim goes on back order. You know, we had a problem with the pet biocell, things like that. But we think that the biocell, the Modere Collagen product line is something that we can really build some momentum around, okay? It's also a lifetime product as opposed to the weight loss products that, you know, people will start on and then, you know, have success and then fall off. So what I want to do next Tuesday is Sarah Zalecki did a live. I posted it in Everyday Clean Living today. She did it with somebody in England, right? Because they just launched it in England or in Europe. You guys, so in Europe, they just launched BioCell. Ozma didn't make it to Cancun because they had so much success and so much momentum going there with the launch that she couldn't make it back from Europe to get to Cancun in time for it to make sense. So she couldn't leave. I mean, there's so much demand for her to be there. So it's like, why don't we create that momentum here? You guys all up for that? Creating some momentum around BioCell here. We never really did a real launch of BioCell because we all kind of came on board at the same time. It came into the companies and we didn't really understand what we had our hands on. So I want to do that. So next Tuesday, our team Zoom, Sarah Zalecki is going to get on, and she's going to do a real informational, educational presentation on the Modere College of Science products, okay? This is going to be a presentation that's going to be suitable for your prospects. So we're going to open up our Zoom to prospects next Tuesday, okay? So start thinking about anybody you know that you want to introduce to a high-level presentation on Modere College of Sciences, right? She starts at the top of your head and what it does for your hair and your eyes and works her way all the way down to your feet, okay? So, and talks about the difference between our product line and others that are out there, really builds the value, which is so important. So start thinking about that. I'll get the information on that out as soon as possible, but just know that's coming next week. All right, you guys, thanks for your time once again, and love ya, and we'll see you next Tuesday, if not before. Bye.